Yo, what up, Husky and St. Boskis is here again. And since I'm like 87% sure, actually, I'm 100% sure that I had gotten every single hidden freaking secret in the Raphael Parable, I just went up to the final door, press Entity, Remove, and this is what it is. Oh. Um. Serious room.
Stanley.
Why am I in a serious?
Stanley. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game.
We did it.
You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in...
Alright. Have it. I'll do it again. I'll do the whole damn thing again. And this time I'll do it correctly. So, let's get back to our reset the counter. Now it's by my side, now we're close to my hands. Close the door and please lock it tight.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
What?
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Three.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last. No, wait. Where are you going? Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I don't agree to that. I want to see if I can move any of the other paintings, because I was able to move that first one and it was odd. floor 9, but I want to... Six. Seven.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Eight. Eight. Nine.
Right. Where were we? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Why can I do that? Bothers me that I'm able to do that.
Who is it?
Your mother.
Playing unlock it.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all both go thing popcorn chicken. Can someone, in a minute, go downstairs and get the 12-pack of Sprite and the 12-pack of caffeine-free Coke and bring it up?
Okay.
You didn't do it, Lane.
I'm in the middle of recording.
I've got popcorn chicken. Oh.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
I told the creator, who is now back online, that I decided to have one more go of it. Are you serious? A little shadowed ball on the side of the wall. I just told him, OMG, that was what I was missing. I tip my hat to you, good sir. And then he replies with dot 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 dot. He's like, dot 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 dot. Okay, let's go with that. I'll change if it was that hard to find. I'm just saying, nah, it was just somehow, it was semi out of place.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Up to 13. I can't believe that is what I was missing. It wasn't even that hard to find. It was really just out of place. That's why I clicked on it. But I'd only have done that if I had known beforehand that you must click on everything. It's just I never saw it in my line of view. In my other playthroughs.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the
15.
orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
17. 18. That's like a weird Easter egg, I guess. Secret, but not really a secret. There's nothing there. Oh. And somehow it does that.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He
Yes.
hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Yes, it is a sign. A sign that I'm about to do this. 20. Why not?
Eight.
22. 1,
Eight.
2,
Eight.
3,
Eight.
4,
Eight.
5,
Eight.
6,
Eight.
7,
Eight.
8. 23. Twenty-four. 25.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
There's another line of dialogue that says he was so happy that he was finally alone. Stop making up lies, game. Jeez. Six. Feeling that puzzle was actually very hard to implement.
Even now, Stanley's
27.
office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Popcorn chicken for days. $28. $29.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he
30.
felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Singleton 31. $32. Never the buttons for, press it all the time.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Getting something.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Apparently there's one more I haven't clicked on.
Eight.
Wonder what it is this time.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
stomach's making weird noises. The most commentary is the ones where you're actually so silent because you're angry at things you shouldn't really be angry about. So why you're angry is just because you failed miserably. I kinda.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
did it! I realized that as soon as I was walking away that that was the one that I needed to do. Now, first I'm gonna just go in here and stop the music. It's also very yellow in here. Alright, now the music is stopped. The Stanley Parable.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
That was it. Oh my god. I'm glad I finished that. I love it. If you have the Stanley Parable, well, if you don't have it, go get it. And once you do have it, if you don't already have it, you should go and check out Goivan's. And that's Goivan. You should check out his Steam page and ask him for a link to the Raphael Parable comment, because actually you shouldn't. Like, you should check him out. But what I could do is just copy that, and I'll have it in the description down below. But yeah, Raphael Parable. It was very simple and lasted 4 episodes. 5, no, 4? 4 or 5? 4. It lasted 4 episodes. Jeebus. But I digress. Anywho, this has been an episode of the last episode of the finale of the Raphael Parable. And so, see you later, Buskins, and later Buskus is out. Peace, and don't forget about the boobs.